It looks like the hawk is about to catch an easy meal, but it's actually flying straight into a carefully designed trap. The hawk spots the mouse and dives with its talons stretched forward. The instant its feet land on the cage, they slip into nearly invisible fishing line loops. As the bird struggles to take off, the loops cinch tightly around its legs. A heavy weight keeps the cage firmly in place, preventing the hawk from flying away. Once it's safely restrained, a trained handler gently frees its feet, checks for any injuries, attaches an identification tag, and releases it back into the wild.
That hawk just discovers the worst possible combination of confidence, physics, and fishing line. And honestly, this is a fascinating example of how wildlife researchers can use an animal's own hunting behavior to safely restrain it. But there's a lot more going on here than simply bird sees mouse, bird gets trapped. From a biological perspective, hawks are incredibly specialized predators. Their vision is exceptionally sharp, and when they lock onto something that looks like prey, they can commit to a dive extremely quickly. Their talons are designed to grab and hold struggling animals, which is exactly why the setup in this video works. The interesting part is that the trap doesn't need to overpower the hawk. Instead, it takes advantage of the hawk's own momentum. Well, when the bird lands, its feet enter those small loops. Once it tries to launch itself back into the air, the movement pulls against the loops and causes them to tighten. It's basically turning the hawk's escape attempt into the mechanism that keeps it restrained. And this is where physics becomes the villain of the story. The hawk might be strong enough to carry prey while flying, but strength isn't the only factor. The cage is anchored by a heavy weight, meaning the hawk can't simply pick everything up and fly away like some kind of angry delivery drone. The more interesting question is, why not just grab the hawk? Well, that's exactly what you don't want to do. A frightened raptor can seriously injure a person with its talons and beak. More importantly, wrapping it incorrectly could damage the bird's legs, wings, or feathers. For an animal that depends on its body being in perfect working condition to hunt and fly, even a seemingly minor injury could become a major problem. That's why trained wildlife handlers are so important. Their job isn't simply to remove the fishing line. They need to control the bird carefully, loosen the restraints without causing additional stress, and inspect its feet and legs for injuries. And there's another clever part: the identification tag. Tagging allows researchers to recognize the same bird if it's encountered again. Depending on the research program, information from tagged animals can help scientists understand things like movement patterns, territory survival, and population trends. So, in a strange way, this entire situation is a controlled interaction between animal behavior, physics, and conservation science. But there's an important lesson here too. A setup like this should never be copied by random people trying to catch wildlife themselves. Raptors are protected in many places, and attempting to restrain one without proper training can seriously injure both the animal and the person. If you ever encounter an injury or trap wild bird, the safest solution is usually to keep your distance, prevent unnecessary disturbance, and contact qualified wildlife professionals, because while the hawk may look like it just made a hilarious tactical error, it's still a powerful wild predator dealing with a stressful situation. And honestly, imagine being a hawk. You see a mouse, you think, well, that's an easy dinner. You die down like a missile, and 5 seconds later, you're sitting on a cage wondering why your hunting career has turned into a wildlife research project. Nature really does have a sense of humor, right?